Welcome to the second episode of Linux for Hacking, or Linux for Everyone, because everyone needs to know about Linux to some extent. Before we start, if you like this content, please subscribe to my channel and support me with your likes. Also, don't forget to share your ideas with me in the comments below. Alright, in the first episode, we learned some stuff about Linux. If you haven't seen the first episode, you can watch it by clicking on the link on the top of the screen. Now, don't wasting time, let's start this session and get one more step closer to becoming a hacker. Just like the previous session, we use an amazing site to create our own specified Linux lab. Going on this page, click on Start, then click here and click Interact. Here we go. If you don't have a clue what we just did, I suggest you watch the first episode of this series. Now let's open the Linux terminal. Real quick, tell me who am I. Type who am I without any space and click enter. As you can see, it shows who we are and as whom has we entered the operating system. Now tell me in the comments what's your name in the terminal. Previously we learned the code ls. As you type ls and press enter, you can see it shows us everything that exists in the home directory. Now let's use another code which we had previously learned. Type cd ... and type it again and again. Now we have arrived at the root of the file system. And here is we're gonna pick up what we left out in the previous episode. Alright, first I'm gonna clean my page by typing clear. Hey, new comments alert. Clear will completely sweep off the page from all its codes. Now what is this? Root of the file system. Let's find out. Type ls. Whoa, there's so much stuff in here. But these stuffs are gonna come handily to us. Before we find out what these are, I need to tell you that everything, and I mean literally everything inside Linux is a file. Even simple stuff such as network setting or IP address, even the ls that we type here are all files. What? You don't believe me? Let me show you. The first thing you see here is bin. Type cd space bin and press enter. We're in. Bin is the abbreviation of binary, which is the programmed language of computer, and its codes exist inside the directory of bin. Let's see. Type ls. Whoa, there's so many stuff in it. Now, if you can find ls among all this, you will see what I mean by saying everything is a file, even the code you have typed to create a list. Now let's see what's inside it. Here a new code. Type cat, which is derived from concat init. It shows us the file in the forms of the computer language. Here we go. If you can understand what this means, then you are positively a robot. Oops. Are you? Just kidding. Alright, what you see here are command binary. If they are files, then we can delete them. So what are you waiting for? Let's go delete them. Although we're gonna need this code later, so let's copy this first and then delete it. Now it's time for a new code. Type cp. cp stands for copy. Type cd space, then type what you wanna make a copy of, which here is ls, then put another space. And then put the name of the file which you want this to be copied in. Sphinx696. Well, we have just encountered our first coding error in Linux. Sometimes we need to ask Linux politely to do some things for us, which means we need to use magic word please. We do this by writing sudo before each code inside the terminal. So type sudo cp ls sphinx696. Although we will discuss sudo more in the future. Here we're gonna use it as quick problem solver. Alright, press enter and it's done. Sphinx696 does everything that ls used to do. Type Sphinx696 and press enter. Boom. It's just like ls. Now let's delete ls. New command time. Type rm, which is derived from remove. Write rm space ls. Can you tell what's the problem in the line? We forget to ask nicely, so let's add sudo before all this and press enter. It's gone. Now when you type ls, you can see that it's gone, but no worries, we still have our code or file, and if you want to undo this transition, all you need to is type sudo cp sphinx696 ls and done. We are good now. Let us return back to the root. type cd space, now type ls. So far we have talked about bin, now let's talk about sbin, which is short for superbin. Sbin basically does the same things as bin, but only gives up specific codes, which only administrators use. Type cd sbin, then type ls. You can see a lot of codes which only administrators use. Now find add user among all these. Here it is. As you can guess by this, you are able to add users to the system. Type sudo add user sphinx696 and press enter. Give a password to it, give it a complete name. You can skip the other parts and press Y in the end. Voila! Sphinx696 is alive. And it's right here. Now let's go back to the root of the file system. We have been familiarized with the bin and sbin. Now let's see what is user. Type cd user, then type ls. As you can see, bin and sbin are in here. And if you go inside it, you will find that all the stuff in bin and sbin are here as well. But the question is, which one of these are real? The answer is both of them. They are both real, but it's a long story as to why they are the same, and I won't bore you with it. So just need to remember that these two codes are the same. Now I told you all this, so we could get to our next new code. For example, when we are inside the bin, how would we know if we are inside the user bin or root bin? Type which ls. Boom. We are currently inside the user bin. You write your own user. It will also tell you where you are if you write your own user. Alright, now let's go back to the root again. Here let's go home. Home is where our essence exists in it. Type cd home, type ls. Well, you can see that we have two homes here, one of which existed before and the second one is the one that we built. If you type cd sphinx696 and type ls, haha, all of our home belongings are in it. Once again, let's go back to the root. They are something that you can't find inside home and you need to look for in the root. Type sudo ls root. All the stuff can be found in here, even drives, which are here as files. If you want to find the files of drives, they can be found inside the code div, which stands for drives. Type cd div, type ls. Whoa, there are a lot of stuff in here. You can browse through them all day, but we don't need them right now. All you need to know in this part is that VDA and VDA1 are our hard drivers, and you can see they are stored as files. Right here, I wanna teach you some things. Let's check the binary language of VDA. Type sudo cat VDA. Oh my god, it's just keep going on. Click Ctrl C to stop it. So here we have learned a new short key. That's cool, right? Now let me introduce you to a new and important part, which is network. What would we do whenever we want to see the IP address or make change in the settings of Linux network? First, we return back to the root. Can you see etc here? From this, you can have access to all of your network settings. Type cd etc, then type ls. You can look for network among these. Type cd network, type ls. In here, you can find interfaces files. You haven't forgotten the cat code, have you? Type cat interfaces. Ah, shoot, we forgot the magic word. So type sudo cat interfaces. Now here you can see all of the information regarding network, one of which is the IP address. This is where you need to go whenever you want to make changes on your network. Now there are only two subjects left to teach, so we can finish this session. Let's go back to the root, cd/. You can see media and mnt here. They are both something and are considered of our system drives. For example, if there is a flash connected to our system, it will automatically be displayed inside the media file. The difference between media and mnt is that everything inside media is added to automatically, while mnt is manual and you need to add drives into mnt by hand. Remember, one of the most important aspects of becoming hacker is to know the function of all these stuffs inside the system and know what you can to do with them. So be patient and continue the path of becoming a professional hacker. And don't forget to practice all these codes in order to master them. Alright, my dear friends, we have learned a lot of new information in this session and we have become one step closer to becoming a hacker. Thanks for watching this video till the end. Till the next episode, keep cool and stay anonymous.